and tide wait for no one. Well, as for the tide, yes, they won't wait. But you can definitely go back in time only in the city I'm headed to. A journey that will make you reminisce the French charm. From architecture to people it inhabits to the food. Be sure you'll be transported back in time. So join me on my voyage to unravel a bit of the past only in the city of Pondicherry. Pondicherry is easily accessible by road from Chennai, Bangalore and even from Kerala. The best way to reach Pondicherry by road is via the Tamil Nadu State Highway 49, also known as the East Coast Road, which is considered as the most scenic coastal highway in India. Now you could either fly down to Pondicherry or take a train. But I chose to take the East Coast Road for the breathtaking view of the Bay of Bengal and the greens. Pondicherry was under the French rule till 1954, and therefore the hotels and restaurants here sell an alluring vision of the French subcontinental taste and aesthetic, which is why I chose a French hotel called the Mango Hill, which perfectly replicates the French culture. Just north of the French colony is where I'll be staying. Years ago, a French family decided to set sail for India in search of a new venture. They fell in love with Pondicherry for its unique mix of Tamil and French charm and decided to make it their home. A while after, they decided to build Mango Hill, a French hotel in the quiet Pondicherry countryside near Auroville. An eco-friendly haven for serenity just outside the city, Mango Hill exudes an unmistakable French touch. It's a place where Parisian savoir-faire meets the charm of the Indian countryside. Now you cannot be in a former French colony and not observe designs that are typical of French decor. And that is exactly what I noticed when I entered Mango Hill for the first time. With the walls adorned with the classic French movie posters and lot of textured and distressed wood furniture and pastel colors, it suddenly transported me to French country homes, just like this room. The spacious main house has elegant rooms with private terraces. There are also Thai cottage style rooms surrounded by lush greenery and tropical flowers with sea view terraces overlooking the pool. There was no arguing that I had to come to Mango Hill, a French hotel in the quiet Pondicherry countryside. And I'm fortunate enough to have the two owners of this hotel to know a little bit more about the history of Mango Hill. Olivier and Arnaud, did I pronounce your name right?
Right.
Thank you for joining us. So tell me about the story. I mean, how did it begin?
The reason of this land was not a hotel at the beginning.
Okay, so
We were looking for a place to build one house for each one. So we were looking for a piece of land, and I saw this place in a small hill surrounding the sea, and I said to Oliver, why? It's a very nice place to make a business, swimming pool, hotel, and it started like this.
So that's a great, I must say, that's a great effort there, because you not only built something that, allowed people to have a comfortable stay in, but you also gave a lot of employment opportunities to the local people living here.
When you come from France, it's the reason I came here. I was in a business, in furniture business, and managing people in France is completely difficult. And here it's another story, but the people are very kind, and it's very pleasant to work, and even if we face many problems, but it's not the same than in France.
I've heard that you make your own cheese here, and I think that's a great way of getting France in Pondicherry.
No, I think here, if you want something, you have to do it. Don't wait for France to get the cheese or from anywhere to get the wine thing. You have to take things here.
That's great. Well, thank you so much for talking to us. And it's a beautiful hotel. I'm definitely coming back here again. Thank you so much.
We are happy to see you again here.
I will be back.
Thank you.
The French cuisine is typically known for three things: the great wine, bread, and cheese. The French enjoy a lot of cheese, and which is why when they left Pondicherry, they also left some cheese for us to enjoy. And I'm lucky enough to have with me Max right now, a native from France who practices cheese making, and he's gonna tell me everything about cheese. Eaten cheese, I've never known what is the process before, you know. So how is the cheese making process like?
The cheese process, actually you have to heat up the milk and cool down, and then after you need to add some culture or different product to make the the typicity of the cheese, of each cheese, and then after either you age it like this all this way, otherwise fresh cheese it's ready to be consumed.
And how long do you age it for?
Up to 6 months for the Parmesan, 4 months for the Gruyere, so it depends how you want it, hard or dry. Yeah.
Alright, so what are the different kinds of cheese here?
So there is Parmesan, all these wheels, there is 6 months, Gruyere 4 months, and there is some raclette, there's some Laysoon, which is our garlic cheese, and there is some cheddar.
Alright, so which one out of these is the most popular and you know, a fine quality and taste?
Yeah, Camembert I would say. I mean, each test is different, but we are roughly the only French people to make it here in India. So, and it's not much. There's no many producers actually in India. So, yeah, I would say Camembert definitely.
So, where all do you supply it apart from Pondicherry?
We send the cheese to Bangalore, Chennai, and Mumbai a bit, Calcutta, and Goa. Yeah. The market is still there to create actually for local Indian cheese. But I'm sure, I'm very confident about that.
You're getting a good response.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Max, for talking to us and giving us all that information on cheese. And thank you for getting French cheese here. And now we don't have to go all the way to France to taste it.
You're welcome.
Pondicherry is noteworthy for its domestic architecture, which shows the coexistence of two distinct styles. That of the French and that of the native Tamil. There's a distinctive colonial touch in the architecture with its long and huge windows, ornate balconies and circular arched gates. Where I am right now is the White Town, which was laid by the French in the southern part of Pondicherry. It is known for its colonial style villas with sunburnt yellow color and inviting verandas that make the traveler comfortable in seeking refuge. Now, the French may have left in the early 1950s, but the heritage becoming greatly popular still remains. Popularly known as the French Riviera of the East, Pondicherry is a melting pot of cultures and food. It was a French colony till 1954 and hence offers a huge French influence in its culture and cuisine. Apart from the fresh seafood, it boasts of the charming French cafes that offer delightful baked delicacies. To know more about the French cuisine, I met Aarti, who follows her passion of running a restaurant in Pondicherry. And she strongly recommended that I must try crepes, a popular, authentic French cuisine. And not only that, I just got a little bit more lucky because she agreed to take me into her kitchen and show me how it's done the French way.
As you can see, he puts the batter here, and then he
Slightly
rolls.
brown in color.
Yes, the ragi gives it that brown color.
Okay.
which is originally similar to the color of the galette, which is made out of buckwheat. And you see the bubbles forming?
Yeah.
That's the original way that it should be, the bubbles forming.
Okay, that's the sign that
Yes.
you've placed it well on the...
Yes, placed it well on the pan and then it's done well. That's the original way of doing it. It should come with the bubbles.
With the bubbles. So it's a form of a pancake, right?
Pancakes are a little heavier, they're bigger, and pancake can be made by the minute. And of course the French will not do it the American or the British way, they have to do it more complicated. So
So it turns out that apart from cheese, crepe is another popular dish from the French cuisine that you must try in Pondicherry. And after that tempting sight of crepe preparation with Aarti, we're here to talk a little bit more about the varieties of crepes that the chef has prepared for us. And yes, of course, eat it. Aarti, so tell me about the different crepes that are placed here. How are they different from each other?
yeah, so Aditi, we tried the salty crepe, salty galette. This particular crepe is the most popular one in France. It's made from cheese, egg and ham, and it's called the complete.
And what about these two?
So these two are the sweet crepe. So mostly the sweet crepe, which is apple caramel beurre salé, and the Suzette, which is the most popular one, crepe Suzette. These are usually the types which are usually had as dessert.
So tell me about the people who come here in Pondicherry. Are they very familiar with this dish?
The Indian tourists are getting familiar with the crepes and galettes, and the response has been pretty good.
Yeah, and on that note, I can't resist trying each of these crepes. So which one do you recommend to try first?
I recommend the salted caramel first, because you have never tried the salted caramel.
I've actually been thinking how a salted caramel would taste.
Yes,
Yeah,
please go ahead.
As Aarti predicted, these delicious wafer-thin crepes were a huge hit. Made with light sauces and fillings, they suit my passion for a healthy fare. I had often heard and read life stories of people leaving the city life behind to retire. But never did I come across someone who left New York City to carve a path for a successful career in jewelry design. Well, what was it that Pondicherry offered which New York didn't? Well, let's hear it from the woman herself, Manreet Deol, a jewelry designer who chose the road less traveled. Manreet, welcome.
Thank you, Aditi. Welcome to Pondicherry.
Yeah, thank you so much. Well, in fact, that's my first question to you. When did Pondicherry welcome you?
I lived in New York for almost 8 years, and I was looking to move back to India, move back home. Around that time, I decided to sort of explore and see where I wanted to live in India, and Pondicherry was on the list because of it's just a beautiful place to live. So initially, that's how I came here.
So, what led you to take this big step? Weren't you hesitant or scared? I mean, moving to a place just to get back home, to feel close to nature is a different thing. But to actually decide to start a career, to establish a firm in a place where probably there are a lot of challenges.
I think I didn't think it through. If I had, then I wouldn't have done it. It has always been a very organic process for me, a very natural process. But I think the city has offered so much, the town rather has offered so much to me in terms of just sort of this creative inspiration that it all kind of was worth it. Yeah.
Yeah. So your firm is called Manifest Design. Is it run just by you, or you have a team working for you?
My brother is based out of Pune, so we are a sort of a long distance sort of a company, and he takes care of all the logistics and day-to-day functioning of the company and helps with the technical aspects. I do all the creative and PR, marketing, the fun stuff. Yeah.
So how different is it working here in Pondicherry as opposed to working in a city like New York City?
I think, well, of course, you can't compare. I think they're very different working situations. The one positive of working out of here is that there aren't the usual pressures that one would feel in a large city. I think part of the reason of being in Pondi is that it allows for that freedom, and you can pretty much do anything you want. So I think that has been a big difference and a very positive difference.
Where are your designs inspired from?
A lot of my work is extremely inspired by nature and sculpture. So those are two leading influences in my work. My design is very, very tactile and organic. For example, I have one of our new pieces called the Serena neck piece. It's inspired by the Serena mermaids and oceans, sea life. So literally a piece like that, I didn't draw it, I didn't sketch it. I literally took a lump of clay and sculpted it, and then we had it reproduced. So it's a very, very organic, natural process. The piece that I'm wearing now is actually a piece that we created for the Metropolitan Museum of Art in New York.
Wow,
so that's been
immense.
incredible. That's been incredible that such an iconic institution has taken us on under their patronage and is supporting us.
It is. I mean, it's just 2 years and you've already seen those heights. I mean, that's incredible.
Absolutely. We're very fortunate.
And Manpreet, before I let you go, one last question. Can I have one of those?
Of course, Aditi. I've been actually looking at your beautiful dress, and I think this piece would be perfect.
And I've been eyeing those for a very long time. Thank you so much.
I mean, you're most welcome.
I love it. Manpreet, but thank you so much for talking to me. And I have to say that it was inspiring to know your story. I mean, not many people have the courage to do what you did. Despite seeing all the colors of life, you still settle down for something that most people don't usually settle down for. Thank you so much.
Thank you
for
so
talking
much.
to me.
Thank you, Aditi, for having me on the show. It's been great talking to you. Thank you.
Adventure is rising along the Indian coast. Surfing in India are not exactly a common pairing, but the secret is being spread as rumors ripple across Europe and other places. India is the home of warm waters, sandy beaches and reliable swells. With over 4,000 miles of coastline available, there are a lot of waves to go around. So surfing is a water sport that is most popular in North America and Australia. But you'll be surprised to know that Pondicherry happens to be one of those very few coastal regions in India that actually takes surfing just as seriously. How do I know it? Well, I found out about a school called Colonial Surf School, which is actually running in Pondicherry on a professional level for a very long time. And I have this gentleman called Quaint who's going to tell me a lot more about the school. So let's have a quick chat with him. Hi, are you Quaint?
Nice to meet you.
Hi, Aditi.
Yeah, I am Quaint.
Somebody told me that you're the one who's running the Colonial Surf School.
Colonial Surf School, yes. I run it along my brother Samai and a few friends.
Okay, so how long has it been?
I've started Colonial Surf School actually before it was Colonial Surf School. It was just kind of a hobby back in 2008.
Okay.
And in 2009 I called my brother. 2010 he came down to India.
Right.
He was abroad, and then we really started the surf school. I came in '95 when I was the age of 12, and there was already a few veterans doing surfing here. They were in their 40s, they started surfing in their 30s. They got to India, I think, in the beginning of the 80s. That's really when surfing started in India, I think. And we just landed here in '95, went to the beach first weekend, and then saw that there was people surfing and started boogie boarding. After 6 months, they gave us a board. We tried to take a wave. It was amazing. Then we're like, every weekend we just go surf. It was really just a a fun thing to do when we were kids, and we really got addicted. It's a cool lifestyle too, to go to the beach every weekend and have a blast.
Wow, so how do you find surfing now growing in Pondicherry?
Across India it's growing. Here definitely. I mean, we have a really good reputation in the main cities in India. We have people coming from Bombay, Bangalore, Kolkata, Delhi, Coimbatore, name it. I mean, from pretty much everywhere in India, they just come for a surf here. So yeah, we're definitely a bit popular in India. And most of the people go back with a great story.
Yeah, great memories.
Yeah, great experience. What surfing really gives to you more than anything else, and you can also find it in any sport, just at one point you just not think anymore, you just enjoy what you're doing. And when you not think, I think in this life it's what people work for, as in doing yoga or anything. So I find it's very comparable to meditation.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
So tell me, how long does it take for someone to pick up surfing? I'm sure at the age of 24, if I start doing it now, it's going to take me a lot of time.
No,
But
it's not. It's not. Look, the veterans were 30 when they started. They still surf now. So when I was a kid going to school, they would be telling me, hey, it's a good day today, maybe you want to come early morning and stuff. Now I'm the one calling them, they're 60, 55 plus, 60, and they still surf.
I love to surf. Why not make it my life, you know? And I guess a part of that is also the joy of spreading something that is, I mean, so amazing, so unique, and to see other people moving into the same chain of effect of being able to surf, of catching waves, of being able to experience the ocean in a whole new level. This is Noah, Juan's son. He probably caught his first wave at 18 months old. And yeah, today he surfs his own board, he shreds it. I think he's having fun, a little bit. Talk to the camera. Say, do you like surfing?